Hello everybody and welcome to the 75th edition of the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. Oh wait, that was the original calendar last year, which normally we would have been at the Motocross of Nations this weekend, the final race of the year, but we're not. It's round 9 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Lombardia, and here we are in Mantova. And our guests on the studio show today are Stephen Rubini, Romain Febvre, and a former MX2 Championship red plate holder, Championship leader and Grand Prix winner, Stephen Sword. But before we go anywhere, Lisa Leyland, is it me, or does it feel like we're in Italy for the second time in 2 weeks?
It does feel like we're in Italy for the second time in 2 weeks. So we got more pizza, more pasta.
It's like Groundhog
more
Day.
Italians. So yeah, it's nice to be here in Mantova, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice track.
Well, look, our first guest is in Honda Racing Asamoah rider Stefan Rubini. He's never been on the studio show before, so as is tradition, before we go any further, Stefan.
Take
You're
it
going to have
away.
to sing a couple of lines of a favourite song for us, if you don't mind.
Okay.
That's a song that I listen these days. I'm stressed out, eh?
No, it's good.
No, you said that you had a good voice.
Okay. She said, what you know about love, I got what you need. Okay, that's it.
Okay. only joking, by the way. We don't ask everybody to do that.
Oh,
I
you
love
got me.
that.
You
And he
got
was
me.
so nervous before.
Yes, I was.
That was
I was.
really good. I'm impressed.
Well, look, welcome to Italy. It's been a long time since we were here last.
Yes.
How do you enjoy it so far?
I feel like home.
Yeah. With the team and everything?
Yes, with the team and everything. The team is not so far from here, so it's quite familiar.
Yeah. Are you, okay, obviously, Stefan Rubini, your name sounds Italian. Are you 100% French, or is there a little bit of Italian in there somewhere?
Yes, there is some Italians on my that's part.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, but far away. So
Okay, but still Italy.
yes, still Italy.
Okay, well, let's start talking about the season. After a tough start in England and Holland, was it good to restart in Latvia and be back racing again? And were you 100% then?
Yes, was really good to start again the season because we live for that. So 3 months without racing was pretty long. But unfortunately, I was not 100%. I was physically tired, and I couldn't make it until the end of the races. But I figured out what was wrong, and I did the change. And now I also start training with Yves de Maria, so I could train very good for Faenza. Yes.
Well, the last 3 GPs we had back in Faenza, you actually did look like you were back to your usual, attacking style, and you actually looked like you enjoyed it as well. So tell us about these races.
It's a track that I like. In France we have a lot of hard pack track, and I felt like home. Unfortunately, my starts were not the best, but I had good lines and good flow on the track, so I really enjoy racing there. And to do this result is always motivating for the rest of the championship.
Yeah, how difficult was it actually, going from the first race to the second race, and then, in 1 or 2 days, and then going again 3 or 4 days later, with this new format?
I like the new format, one day race, and like during the week you don't feel so much. It's like normal, but then after the 3rd race, yes, you feel that you are really tired.
Yeah.
You need some days to rest, but during the week it's quite okay.
Well, you had 3 top 10 overall finishes there, like a 6th, a 7th, and an 8th. The second round was the best with a 7th and a top 5 finish.
Yes.
So from that side, with only just 1 weekend break, you must feel real good coming into these races here in Mantova for the next triple header.
Yes, and I like this track. I ride every year here for the international race in Italy. So I like it, and we did a lot of work also with Yves de Maria again these two weeks. So I'm really excited to race again and keep going in this way.
Good.
Actually, didn't you win a 1-2-5 round here back in 2016?
Yes.
And you beat Jago Hitz, didn't you? You
Yes, I
went
did.
1-2. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even back then, a track that you enjoyed racing, I'm sure.
Yeah, I really liked it, and especially in 125. yeah, for sure was exciting to race against Iago. He was really strong. So yeah, to win in front of him, like especially in this kind of track, which is like a little bit sandy, was really nice.
Obviously, just looking at these images here, it's your second year now with the team, with Honda Asamoah. So you've obviously had time to sort of like bond with them, get to know them. You obviously fit in very well with them, and you had success last year. You made many podiums. I think you missed maybe only 2 podiums last year. You won your home round in France. Was that a big moment for you, winning there that day?
Yes, especially I had a broken ankle, which I did that in Portugal. So that day was tough because the pain was here, and to finally win first race and win the weekend was amazing. Second race was so hard because I hit the gate at the start. I had to start from behind, and I came back 6th. I didn't even know that I won the weekend. So when Simona told me that I won the weekend, I was like really so happy.
Yeah, and obviously the French national anthem, a house full of people, you know, with the fans on the bank. That's one thing the French do very well, isn't it? You know, whether you go to Ernay, Saint-Jean, the fans are here, the track is there, there's a lot of noise and a fantastic atmosphere.
Yes, I think that's the best fans ever. Huh?
Yeah.
Especially in Ernay, we see everything. You jump in the downhill, you see all the people. It's just so nice.
Yeah. And you can imagine what it's like for a motocross of nations there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Huge crowd. Before we go really quickly, the track here, we were just talking outside a moment ago before we came on here live. Looks really nice. They've built up a lot of the jumps. It's not as hard pack as it was when you were here, you know, between the Faenza rounds. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, really looking forward to it because it's in Italy. It's again home GP for the team. So yes, and like I said earlier, I want to keep that way of the result. So I will do my best.
Okay, well look, Stefan Rubini, thanks for joining us, Honda Racing Asamoah. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes' time, and when we do, we'll return with Romain Febvre, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. But before we do meet him, here's some highlights from Faenza, the last round of the triple header. Was it Emilia Romagna? Yeah, MX2 Race 2. Enjoy. MX2 Race 2, the MXGP of Emilia Romagna here at the Monte Carlo circuit. Watson over on the left-hand side. His teammates to the inside, but once again, Vial and Watson goes with him around the outside. Uphill over the wave section for the first time, though. Beaton on a charge. Door left open there. Geertz getting passed by Jed Beaton up into third. An impressive first lap for the Australian. Bottom part of the race. Oh, and he throws the front. The berm just disappeared from under his wheels. Knocking on the door, though, is Iago Geertz. This time he drops to the inside, and it does work for him. So Geertz now in the second. Rubini has got himself back into Renault, shaking his head. Not sure what's gone on between them. Renault has got problems, that's why. Can he finish the race? Ooh, Osland. Turn left. Here is Beaton in third. Hasn't been on the podium since Portugal 2018, round 5. Vial took off like a scolded cat in the beginning of the race. Tom Vial goes 2-1 here. He wins his 4th Grand Prix of the season. The Red Bull KTM rider will strengthen his grip at the top of the championship table. Vial and Geertz still separated by 21 points. Renault third. He's lost ground, though. With a 4th and a 3rd, the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider, Jed Beaton. Second overall, Iago Geertz, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2. But Tom Vial, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, making it very difficult for everybody at the moment. Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland, where our second guest is in the house. And that, of course, is Romain Febvre, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. And Romain, I know it's already sort of the end of the year, but for the season we're still only round 9. But for you this year, 2020, new look, new bike, new team, new number. You almost look like a new rider as well in some respects. How is life for you under the Kawasaki tent?
Yeah, everything is going good at the moment. I feel really like home in the team. Like you say, I changed everything that winter, last winter, and but you know, I wanted to find some new motivation and to have new group of people around me, and it's why I changed, and definitely I feel more fresh, let's say, to go racing, and I feel really good with the bike as well.
Okay, don't want to stay on this subject too long at all, just very, very quickly. Obviously, how frustrating was it for you at the beginning of the season having to miss the first 2 GPs when you wanted maybe to impress the bosses, you know?
Yeah, it's tough, for sure. Not to impress anyone, I don't care, but it's just to play the championship.
Yeah.
It was starting only, let's say, just good before that injury. I find the speed, the racing speed and everything was going really good. The race preparation went pretty good just 2 weeks before England. But I get injured on practice, and I had to miss the first 2 rounds. So was really really tough to accept, for sure, because I felt I'm missing the championship for 1 more year. So it's how it is. And then after the COVID-19 came, and it was difficult for everybody. So like I said, the championship, it's almost let's say it's gone, because we are racing less than normally. So it's how it is. I will play the championship next year, and this year is just to finish strong and to score some good points.
Okay.
Well, the positive is you actually did score some good points in Latvia. You bounced back with 2 third-place finishes and your first podium for Kawasaki. Just tell us about that weekend.
Yeah, Latvia was my first GP of the year. Almost a year ago that I was injured with my broken femur. So I was a little bit... I felt some stress, for sure, like the first round. But definitely I was riding really good, strong. 2-time third, for third overall. Like I say, first race back and already on the podium. So I was feeling good. I like the track in Kegums as well, so it helped me a little bit. And for sure, I could do even better the second race there, because I scored the first moto second, and I crashed the second race, so I could maybe won that GP, but it's how it is.
But there was a lot of action throughout the field there. I know riders don't normally like to say, oh, this guy was fast, that guy was fast, but there was a lot of guys on the same pace when we came back to racing. And you showed you were more than ready, you know, to sort of go battle with them after a long time off the bike.
Yeah, it was a long time, but I love racing, and like I said, I feel really good on the bike. The bike helped me to ride on my own way, let's say. So I feel really good. I use less energy to ride with the bike as before. And it's why I can battle a little bit longer and maybe go faster as well.
Okay. Well, look, we'll hear more from Romain in just a couple of moments. But before we do, let's give you a quick update on our recent package here on MXGPTV.com, just to make sure you don't miss a single thing. Well, with the 2020 season rapidly drawing to a close, here's another chance to make sure you don't miss a single moment of the action by taking full advantage of our latest MXGP TV package. With 10 rounds to go, there is still a lot of laps to run, and with triple headers in Italy and Belgium and a round in Spain, these races will just fly by in the blink of an eye. So head to mxgp.com, click this link in the newsfeed and see how much you can watch and save at the same time. And with things so close at the top of the championship standings, the title race looks set to go right down to the wire. And of course, it also includes all European WMX action, as well as studio shows and behind the gates. And if you do subscribe now anyway, everything from the season you can watch on demand.
Okay, thanks for that, Paul. Now back to Roman. Let's talk about the last GPs we had in Faenza. 2 more third-place finishes for you. Were you pleased with your riding here, despite missing out on the podium?
Yeah, about my riding, yeah, for sure, I'm pleased with that because most of the race I was the fastest guys, let's say. I had many races the fastest lap time. But just yeah, we struggled on the start. Definitely we improved the start the winter time and like mainly in the sand. But on the hard pack and especially in Mantova, it was going up a little bit with different kind of preparation of ground after the gate. So we struggle on that part to find the good setup to start compared to the other. So every time I have to start middle of pack and to came back. But yeah, riding was really good, speed was good, fitness also, but just yeah, missing the start, and I think it's what cost me to be on the podium.
Well, that's funny because that takes me on to my next question. Looking at the results that you've had, you are actually one of the most consistent riders we've got at the moment. You've yet to finish outside the top 5. So clearly, like we've just seen, you have the speed, you have the consistency, but it's getting out the gate early that is perhaps something that's holding you back a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It's yeah, it's how it is. Like you say, I have to start better, but we know why we wasn't starting that good. So that's the main things. And after Faenza, we had some tests to try to improve that on the hard pack soil mainly. And in the sand, like this weekend in Mantova, I think we can get out of the gate really quick. So it's what I will try to do and to be on the boat.
Well, you did win here in 2015 in MXGP. So with good starts, do you think you can, you know, really sort of make a statement here in the next 3 races? Because obviously we've got 3 races in the space of a week now.
Yeah, sure. I feel really good here. I like the soil here. The track looks really good. Yesterday we walked the track and all the jump, the new section they did, it looks really nice. So for sure, with a good start, I can battle for the win for sure, and it's what I will try to do.
How difficult is it? We've just got about a minute left. How difficult is it in terms of, we talk about the new schedule, the one-day format, for you guys in MXGP riding 450, racing a GP on Sunday and coming back and doing it again on Wednesday? Is that the toughest part of this thing, or is it no different to what we do like training, let's say, during the week in terms of how many times you ride the bike?
Obviously, the one-day format for me it's the best, like how it is, because everything goes quick in a day, and we ride like we don't have so many hours between stations, so that's really good. And yeah, from Sunday till Wednesday we have time to recover because it's only one-day racing. So for sure, for me, it's the best things that we can do on that period. And yeah, I really like that format, so yeah, I take it.
All right, well look, Romain Febvre, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team, thanks for joining us here.
Thank you.
Our third and final guest is in position, getting ready to come in and join us. But before we join, or meet up with Stephen Sword, let's say, let's catch some of the highlights from the MXGP of Emilia-Romagna just 2 weekends ago, MXGP Race 2. MXGP Race 2, the MXGP of Emilia-Romagna here at the Monte Corrali circuit, Faenza. The 2 Hondas of Evans and Geiser, second and third. As Geiser looks to challenge his teammate. Mitch Evans, oh, he goes around the outside. All these racetracks in action this weekend as Geiser charges down the inside. Oh, it's very close. Wow, that was tight. Guy rolling through, this time on his
teammate. Febvre just cruising on by, wasting no time at all, but that was very close on the landing. He'll run to the outside. Prado will try to close the door, but Febvre this time absolutely clinical. Moves by the 61, then into third. Right, Siwa to the inside. We'll see if this line works now. He goes short. Yeah, Prado. I think the tongue's starting to white itself out now. Tony Cairoli today is going to go 2-2. He's going to take back the championship leader's red plate. He's going to win his 91st Grand Prix. And he's going to do it in front of Italian fans. Tim Geiser, your winner. Tony Cairoli second, Febvre third, Siwa fourth, Coldenov fifth, Prado to South, Everton fourth, and Lupino was 10th.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our third and final guest is in place, and he is a former MX2 World Championship title contender, Grand Prix winner, and of course championship leader as well, Stephen Sword, who is now a rider coach for the Hitachi KTM fueled by Milwaukee riders Conrad Muse and Bas Varsen. Stephen Sword, welcome to our studio show here. First of all, how and when did this collaboration work or kind of come to fruition with Hitachi KTM?
My relationship with Roger McGee, the team manager and team owner, is quite, we've known each other for a long time, probably 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So it nearly come about a little bit sooner than what it has. And with the sponsors like Milwaukee and Hitachi on board, he said, be patient, and I'm sure something will come up soon. So it come around like that, and then we got talking last year and managed to put something together permanently. So yeah, here I am, back in the paddock.
Well, since you retired, obviously since I retired even longer ago, what would you say the most significant sort of changes that have happened over the years in terms of the way that guys go racing, riding styles, if at all?
I think everything evolves, doesn't it? From we talk about your day, talk about my era, but the guys they seem to be getting faster. The profile again has gone up another level.
Yeah.
But the thing which is always there is the hard work, which pays off for the riders when they, to get the results and win championships. So from my side, coaching the riders and with Bas and Conrad, I take a little bit of the experience that I've, gained over the years to try and install it into them, and I think more from this, not making the mistakes that maybe we've made, in the racing from the past years. So
sure.
It's sort of guiding them when things maybe are not quite right as well. So it's not just when things are going well. You have to be there when things aren't so good too.
Sure.
Well, you mentioned Conrad, who actually has shown quite a bit of consistency recently. 5 top 7 finishes in the past 8 races. Is that something that you've been working with him on? And how would you even go about starting that process?
I mean, it's everybody knows how fast Conrad can be on the track. When he's on form, he's certainly one of the ones that can run at the front every race. And he's getting older. He's learned over the years. And I think the aim is always for him to get his first podium. He still hasn't achieved that yet, and that's something we're always working towards. But also, you try and take the pressure off. From my side, I try and take the pressure off of him. When he's riding fast, smooth, and easy, you seem to get the best out of him. So it's a balance between everything. you know, to get him that first podium. And it's no different with Bass either. You know, he's a guy that's, you saw in Valkenswaard, he was running second, and you know he's aiming for the podium too. So, and it's nice to have him back this weekend because he's had a few weeks off with a sore back.
Just tell us, what's the hardest part about being a rider's coach? Because clearly all these guys can ride a bike. Is it about just fine-tuning what they can already do? Is that how you approach it?
It's a bit more, yeah. I mean, I don't need to tell them how to go around a corner. Like I was saying, it's getting that last percentage which they need to be at the front, and it's the final piece that they need to get on the podium or win races. But there's also, you know, another 10 or 15 guys that are trying to do the same. So you try and take the pressure off, push them when you need to push them, make sure, you know, all the boxes are being ticked off, whether it's with their training, which they've got their own personal trainers, physical trainers, that is, you know, you make sure you get everything right so that when we come to the weekends, it's just focusing on the track and the races themselves. Yeah,
and what about Bass? Obviously, you mentioned him, he's back this weekend. Valkenswaard, he looked good, but he's missed a couple of races because of a slight back injury. How difficult is this triple header here in Mantova going to be as a result of that? Is he close to 100% fit? I guess he wouldn't be here unless he was.
Yeah, no, the back's, you know, he's fine with the back, and he had to take those 2 or 3 weeks off to get it to the point where it wasn't going to affect him, like you said, over the 3 Grand Prix. He's been training really hard, so I've got no question about Bass, because he's very determined when he needs to be, and he's pretty good at keeping himself fit. And yeah, I think if there was a question mark over it, how much bike time he's had is another thing. But we practiced in Belgium this week, and his pace was good, and he felt good. So there's no reason why he can't have a good weekend.
Sure.
Well, Bass and Conrad, how different are they to actually work with?
Yeah, they're completely two different riders.
They are, right? Different people altogether.
Riders,
really,
personalities, everything.
Yeah, different in all ways, really. But the one thing they both are, you know, they're good fun. They smile a lot. They, you know, they get on well as teammates. I never have a problem. You know, I never have a problem with them at all. And they're passionate about what they're doing. So that gives me the satisfaction that, you know, when we're trying to do well, like all the other riders in the paddock, you know, you need to have fun as well, and we do that along the way. So, but they're two different people, but they get on well, and you know, they're good guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously we wish them all the best, but we can't let you disappear, Stephen, without taking you a little trip down memory lane. A little bit of footage here from Portugal 2004. I think it was your first ever race win in MX2. You led the championship on 2 occasions that year, red plate, you were a title contender. How big a moment was that for you? How, you know, I mean, yeah, winning a race, I know what that's like, winning a Grand Prix, but what was it like for you?
I mean, that was what I'd been working towards, the same, what we're talking about, Bass and Conrad, and I've probably mentioned this race to them a few times, but it was one of those ones that just all come together, again, with the team, with the effort, with all the work that you put in, and it finally comes to the point where, you know, you cross the line, and it's what you've dreamed of a little child. So it's good to see. I don't think I've seen this race for a long time. So.
I was about to say, when was the last time you watched that?
Yeah, last night.
Okay. Brought it with him, it's on his phone.
Yeah, no, but that's great, and yeah, it's lovely to see, and it's what everybody.
It's British humour, isn't it? Good old British banter.
But that was a good era as well, wasn't it? There was you, Ben Townley, Cairoli, Rattray, you know, all big players. Big year for you. You know?
It was, and it was my first year on the factory bikes with Jan de Groot. So I had another couple of years with him, and yeah, like you said, Cairoli, Rattray, Townley, they all went on to win world titles, and you know, there's one that's still going now. It was lovely to be part of that era, and I would do it all again if I could.
Sure. I know it's been a while, but and only briefly, miss those kind of days, or are you kind of all over that now?
No, I think you'll always miss those days, and it's hard to find something else that gives you that sort of, you know, satisfaction or the buzz you get from racing. And what I'm doing now is probably the closest I'll get to being back there. And you know, it's like yourself, you find yourself just talking about it all the time, even though you're not racing.
Sure.
It's good to be involved, and I think for me personally, I need some sort of motocross in my life.
Don't we all?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why we're back.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we are out of time, but Stephen Sword, thanks for joining us.
Thank
of course,
you.
we just saw him there, former championship contender in MX2. He's now the rider coach at Hitachi KTM, fueled by Milwaukee. Thanks to our other guests as well, Romain Febvre and Stefan Rubini. Thanks to Lisa as always. We'll see you when we do it again on Tuesday, when we are here for the MXGP of Città di Mantova. And it'll be round 10 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Thanks for your company today. Join us in about an hour and a half's time for all the European and women's action here today. See you next time.